I did not even see Camille's thing until you sent that today.
I've watched it probably 1,000 times because
I
it makes me.
know. When I showed my mom briefly and I said my mom's from Indiana and I said
Yeah.
my sweet mother,
Yeah.
funny if my mom was like, Hi, welcome to Above Deck, a below deck breakdown podcast. I'm Sarah Goldman, coming to you from my home in Charleston, South Carolina. And with me is my college roommate and co-host, Kelly.
I'm Kelly Busby, a former radio host and still buzzing a bit from the fun we had this week on our socials. So I'm coming to you from my home studio in Columbus. Together, Sarah and I hosted the Socks with Sandals radio show on WFAL in Bowling Green, Ohio. And we are back at it again this week to discuss Below Deck and our love of all things Bravo. Today, we'll be discussing Below Deck Season 11, Episode 8, Murder on the High Seas.
Murder. Here's your recap. The crew is challenged to their most difficult charter yet, being 2 members down. The murder mystery dinner goes well, but Fraser is not loving Anthony's organization. The new deckhand arrives, and Sonny is jealous of the attention Ben is giving Zandy. Kelly,
Yeah.
what do you think about this new deckhand?
Okay, he's very handsome. And he seems very excited to be in this role. So
Very excited.
Very excited. So I thought it was a really good episode. We got to see more of Zandy, more of the captain. And the guests are just great. Like, I love these guys.
Yeah, they were fun.
Yeah.
So when the episode starts out, Kat has just left, and now we're down 2 crew members. And so Captain Carey hires a new deckhand, and then he asks the crew staffing person to find a stew.
Which is not Norma.
No, she's only in the Med, apparently.
Okay.
Maybe they use a different staffing company in the Caribbean.
Yeah. So the captain came up to let the guests know that Kat had something going on at home and needed to leave. And their understanding was wonderful. And I really liked how the captain shared that with them. It was just generic, but they knew something was going on. I thought that was good.
Yeah, for sure. So Zandy says there's something in yachting she calls spinning. And it's when you move really fast, but you're not really doing any work or not doing a lot of work. And she thinks that Barbie is spinning.
I think so too. I didn't realize it was there was a term for it, but it makes total sense because they're just like Tasmanian devils.
Yeah.
You know, just constantly moving. It makes me nervous how fast Barbie's moving around because she's going to bump into something or someone. And it's just, yeah. So,
yeah. Well, we did see in the preview for the rest of the season, there's going to be a lot of injuries, bumping into things, heads hitting things. Anyway, so
yeah,
slow down. It's going to be a really hard day. With the 2 people down, they have to do this beach setup on a new beach that they haven't been to. And they have to plan this whole murder mystery along with dinner.
And this is all in the heat. And my goodness, they will be worn down so quickly. It makes me nervous because they're, they're still humans. They're going to wear themselves out to a bad point.
Probably no breaks for anybody today.
Right.
Captain Carey takes the guests to Caracal to snorkel. What a beauty of a spot.
Stunning.
A PSA, I think I've probably said this before, but the guests are using those full face masks.
Like snorkels.
Yes. And I knew that these were dangerous, but I Googled it just to be sure I got this right. So people have died from using these. They die of immersion pulmonary edema, IPO.
Oh my God.
While using these masks. It's a buildup of fluid in the lungs that leads to a lack of oxygen. And it can be fatal for people, especially with high blood pressure. So
oh my gosh.
I don't think it's super common, but it has happened. And there have also been some drownings, I think, in Hawaii. I think they're actually banned in Hawaii from like improper use. You can imagine like if it filled up and you couldn't get it off or, personally, I wouldn't use one. So I just wanted to put that PSA out there just in case.
Oh my God. How scary is that though?
I know.
Wow.
Okay. So scary part done. The beach is really hard to access because it has that steep drop off. So you're having to get the boat close enough so that they can stand when they get off the boat.
Right.
But not so close that the propeller gets stuck in the sand. And at some point, you know, they have both tenders out there and some sand gets sucked up into something or other on the boat and then it won't start.
So when Kyle jumped off the front of the tender that Captain was driving, he just disappeared. Straight gone. And the water, you know, and I go, where'd he go? The water's almost as deep as he is tall.
Yeah.
So it was very interesting. And like the camera person got onto the beach and was able to show Fraser like handing things down, and the water's like up to here on him. I mean, that's
imagine the camera people getting off and like having to hand their equipment down and stuff. Maybe they're using waterproof housings when they go do these beach things. I don't know.
I hope so.
Back on board, Barbie, Zandy, and Anthony are preparing this big seafood dinner. And Anthony is so disorganized. He's looking for everything. The galley's a mess. He said he spends all his time just looking for things.
I am not the most organized person, and those who know me know this is true. But when it comes to cooking, I have to be like, I set everything out. I prep everything ahead of time, and I know where it all is, and I clean as I go. But I forget, is this Anthony's first yacht that he's worked on? I don't remember.
I don't think so. I didn't get that vibe.
Well, the reason I ask is I'm just wondering if maybe he's not used to items being on different floors.
Oh, yeah. Well, we know that St. David is like extra big, and the refrigerator freezer is like way far away. So
yeah,
I think
Rachel never had this issue, did she?
She did comment on like how you have to like run around trying to get everything. Everything's really far away.
But she kept it pretty.
Yeah, I mean, she probably had been in the industry like 10 or 15 years too. So
that's true.
Yeah,
that's true.
As if this beach day is not difficult enough, then a storm rolls in. The tide is going out, and they have to very quickly get the guests off the beach. And Kyle and Ben are like quickly packing up the gear. Then they have to ferry it to the other boat that they're going to tow that boat because it won't start. And then they have to load up the guests, and Carrie has to time when they get on with the waves. And he kind of is pretty sharp with one of the guests when she goes to get on the boat.
Yeah.
And that was kind of scary.
What an absolute nightmare. One of the guests says, oh, Captain's getting aggro. I'm sorry. I had only heard this term aggro in sailing it. So is this kind of like how people call avocado avo, and like they just kind of chop off the ends of the words? But
apparently
anyway,
we learned so much.
I know. We're going to be hip with the kids now. It seemed like that storm rolled in super fast, and it made me super anxious. So I was on a boat once in Lake Cumberland, which is a man-made lake in Kentucky.
I've been there.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Were you on a
beautiful
houseboat?
Place? No, we were just on a speedboat with with family friends, and I was young, probably like 8. But it started thunderstorming while we were on the boat in the water, and that freaked me out. So we're slowly coming in. It's pouring rain, like we're all huddled under the thing, and it's thundering and lightning, and it's really loud and it's cracking. And there's a boat that we go by that isn't working anymore, and there's people sitting on it.
Oh no.
So then the person driving our boat turns us around to go get them so we could tow them in. And I'm like, okay, that's really nice and all, but this is really scary. It's really loud. Like,
can we please go in?
Can I get off of the water, which conducts electricity? I don't know. Like, can we get everybody out of the water?
That would be pretty traumatizing as a little kid.
Yeah. Obviously it still is stuck with me.
Right. So side note, I went on a vacation about that same age. Maybe I was more like 10, and we rented a houseboat with like 2 or 3 other families. And it was one of my most favorite vacations. It was a slide that went like from the roof down in. And the lake was so beautiful. And I remember telling an ex-boyfriend of mine about this trip, and he said it sounded super redneck. And I was like, does it? It was really fun.
It doesn't sound redneck at all. I mean, it's
Kentucky.
I mean, it's not like Indiana. But no, I mean, that's what we do. Like,
I would go back to Lake Cumberland. That was like very, very fun trip. I loved that.
Oh, yeah. Gorgeous. Maybe we should do that. Maybe they'll take BravoCon.
Maybe we can afford a Lake Cumberland houseboat instead of a yacht vacation. I think that's more in our
that's probably our price point.
Yeah. So back on the boat, the guests get dressed up and they are getting into character for the murder mystery dinner. And
Yes.
Fraser gives Sonny and Ben the clues and the responsibility to just like stage the murder situation so he can focus on service.
Yeah.
And Kyle is helping, and he says he's not very theatrical, but he seems very helpful in planning this.
Yeah,
Right?
he does.
He's a star.
Yes, he was.
Kelly, did you
Yes.
see that he was a rugby player?
Yes. Yes, I did. So I was thinking maybe he could help us find the perfect location for our picnic near a rugby practice.
So you guys, Kelly for several weeks now has been sending me clips on Instagram of rugby players just like running in slow motion, their muscles rippling out of their
Stretching.
shorts. Yeah.
Beautiful. And I came up with the idea that we should go on a picnic someday near a rugby practice and just have a great time having a picnic lunch.
I think it's a great idea. I think we can make it happen. We may have to go to a different country to do this.
Yeah. All right. We'll get working on that.
Actually, when we were at Bowling Green, I had a friend from high school, Kurt Weaver, who was like the captain of the rugby team at Bowling Green. That seems like a missed opportunity now. I should have taken you. I think we probably went to some parties at that house, though.
Oh, I'm sure we did.
There was a rumor that he was a year ahead of us, and there was a rumor that he had to go to the health clinic or whatever on campus his freshman year because his penis turned purple. I have
That's really disappointing.
I have a feeling that wasn't true, but it tracks. It tracks. Okay. Wow, we're getting sidetracked today. Okay. Dinner's going really well. Fraser goes into the galley in search of these little tiny tongs, and it's just a disaster area. And Fraser says, "We need to organize the galley." And Anthony says, "Why?"
Anthony, I think you are a talented man. And but why are you cutting the crab legs or the lobster, whatever, with like craft scissors?
I don't know.
That was concerning for me. I'm like,
he said something about like he maybe tried bigger ones and it was no, I don't know.
Yeah,
but
it was okay.
He had his reasoning. Fraser was also worried about the tiny scissors. So while the guests have dessert, Barbie goes flailing into the dining room and says, "There's been a murder!" And the guests are handed their first clue, and then they're off to the sun deck to like chase down these clues. And they kind of lead him around the boat, and then finally in a stateroom, they find Fraser on the floor. And of course, they don't miss an opportunity to call him Fletcher yet again. They're like, "Oh no, Fletcher." It is kind of funny. Yes. Kyle and Ben did such a good job planning this whole thing, and the guests loved it.
Yeah. I loved how they all got into character. Even the crew, and everybody was in it. And it was so fun at the beginning because the primary had completely forgotten about the murder mystery. So
she's like,
she
what
comes running in. There's been a murder. She's like, oh, we're doing that. Okay. It was just fun.
I love how they slowed it down and did a replay of that, showing that her skirt came up and showed her underwear. Thanks.
I mean, she committed.
Says Barbie. She's very committed. That night, Anthony is up until 3 a.m. cleaning the galley.
No one helped him with the dishes again. And I mean, I know they're people down, but I feel like we all need to rally together for all the departments.
Yeah, they're obviously busy planning this, party and everything. Yeah. But yeah, I don't know. Someone should have just committed to an hour of dishwashing and just stayed up to help him go to bed a little earlier.
Yeah.
The next day, Anthony's exhausted, of course. Mm-hmm. He's having trouble being creative on no sleep, and Fraser's throwing out ideas left and right. And I think he's like, I don't know, like maybe a breakfast sandwich, like McDonald's. Anyway, he does come up with a good breakfast for them. Ben goes to meet the new deckhand, Dylan, and this is what we know so far. He is from Cape Town.
Okay.
Is 23, just a wee babe. He likes to give high fives.
Yes.
Gorgeous. Everybody's commenting on that. And very high energy.
Yeah.
Maybe this is just what we need, though, mid-season, the slump.
I agree. I truly love, though, how he just jumps right in to the role that he's been hired for. He knows what he's doing. He knows what needs to be done. And that that has got to help calm the nerves that others might have about him. But he's just in it. And I love that.
At least he's not a green deckhand. That would be hard at this point.
Ugh, that would be rough.
I love how Sunny is like, wow, when she sees him. And even Ben said to Sunny, he's gorgeous, hey?
Yeah.
Ben tells Dylan he's going to give him a couple charters before he decides who's going to become the lead deckhand.
Okay.
Who do you think's going to be lead deckhand? I know it's kind of hard to say already.
Yeah, I mean, we haven't really seen Kyle or Sunny do anything
we
extraordinary.
haven't really seen what they're capable of.
Yeah. So I think in the next couple episodes we'll see and we'll have a better feeling, but
yeah,
it'll be interesting if it's Sunny.
I know we've seen this before, but it seems like maybe that's not gonna happen.
Yeah,
we'll see.
Yeah.
So Captain Carey talks to Ben and Sunny about this docking. There's now this big carrier at the dock, and this will be Ben's first docking as bosun.
Yeah,
and it goes really well.
I was super impressed by this docking. So much communication. Loved it.
Yep.
Loved it.
Yeah, he did a great job. The guests depart, and the primary is so grateful for this trip. She says this has been just a bucket list thing for her, and her thank you is so heartfelt.
Absolutely. And it was so genuine. I loved it. I want them to come back.
Yeah, me too.
So bad.
Sunny is feeling good about her relationship with Ben. You know, when they show this, things are about to turn south. So she says she was in love once before, but he was a mountaineer and she was a mermaid, you know, so it wasn't meant to be.
I have questions.
You need more information.
I don't understand. So she's a water person and he's a land person?
I think so, yeah. Maybe he literally climbs mountains. So I assume that's what a mountaineer is.
And I hear mountaineer and I think of that person on the game on Price is Right, where they're going the yodeling guy.
I was thinking of the Rudolph Christmas special, the lumberjack guy with the red beard.
That's a good one too.
What's his name?
Red? Isn't it Red?
I don't know. Cornelius? No, Cornelius is the elf.
We are all over the place today.
We could not be any further from the topic. Okay. So Dylan shares with Sunny that he was bullied as a kid for being overweight, and now he works really hard to be in the best shape possible.
He is very focused on making sure he does eat good things, and it reminds me a lot of Culver.
For sure.
Yeah.
And if you look at his Instagram, he's very focused on like working out and being kind of like an influencer, like a workout influencer.
He is. We got you, Dylan.
Zandy is FaceTiming her mom and introduces her to Ben and then shows Ben her goats. Okay.
Which, if your mind was in the gutter, you'd be like, huh. But no, they're cute little goats at her mom's house.
They're cute.
Soup's cute.
The tip meeting. Carrie is so happy with how the crew came together last charter and they helped each other out. And a $30,000 tip.
That's insane.
Awesome.
And well deserved.
Yeah, I was glad that they that Captain Carey didn't give a full share to Dylan. He's been there like 20 minutes.
Right.
But he did give him a little bit, so I thought that was good explanation.
I thought that was appropriate too.
Yeah. Okay, the crew night out. Sunny and Barbie say in their green screen that Dylan would be a great one-night stand. That's not super nice.
No.
So Dylan and Anthony discuss the girls, and they both decide they're waiting to see who the new stew is going to be.
Wow. Okay. So Barbie says at dinner that she just experienced deja vu and asks if anybody else believes in that. And Dylan says he believes in it because it's of a parallel time frame. So what do you think about deja vu?
I mean, I don't really have any deep thoughts about it. I think it's cool when it happens, though.
Yeah.
A lot of times I think it's from a dream or something.
Yes. Same.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, I've been here before.
Yeah.
Not like you start thinking about it, but okay. Very cool.
Yeah.
So this was one of my favorite scenes of the evening. So at dinner, a bug flies into Fraser's cocktail. He's very sad about it. And then Kyle just goes and sucks it right up without hesitation. Fraser's like, well, you're definitely not getting a kiss from me now.
Wow, I totally missed that. I heard him say the thing about the bug, but I totally missed that.
It's
Gross.
funny.
So he
He was
like
just
ate
there.
the bug?
He ate the bug.
Ew. Okay. Wow. I don't know how I missed that. Fraser tells the girls that he plans to talk to the chef about his lack of organization. See how that goes.
Okay. Yeah.
Hopefully not tonight.
Do
They
this when we're sober.
Yeah, they head to another bar, and Ben and Zandy are being kind of touchy-feely, but their conversation is very like friend zone.
Yeah.
But Sunny's watching this and she is not happy.
Could you imagine? Like,
Hmm.
my jealousy radar was going off the charts when they were at this bar, and Ben just doesn't realize what he's doing because he's Ben.
Yeah.
Love you, Ben. You know this. But I know he thinks he's being chivalrous and all, but all Sunny could see is how close he is to Zan right now and how they're sharing what looks to be intimate moments, even though they're probably talking about nothing of importance.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think Ben kind of knows what he's doing, but
He
it is
is the stew
appropriate
slayer.
when your friend is dating him, to be that cozy, I
It's
think.
a roommate too, isn't it?
Maybe. Yeah, I think
Oh,
so.
no. Sunny stays with Barbie. That's why Kyle always stays.
Oh, right.
Right. So
In the vans on the way back to the boat, Kyle tells Fraser that he just loves him. And Fraser reaches back and kisses him. And Fraser says people love making out with him, even straight men.
Kyle told Fraser, and he had the most like devilish smirk on his face, but he was like, I will F you up. And I was like, this is kind of cute. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, I kind of love this.
Yes.
Sunny, back on the boat, Sunny tells Ben she needs a moment to herself. And Ben feels like she's very hot and cold with him.
Well, I mean, he's not helping himself in that respect,
No.
but she also says in her green screen that she will set his bunk bed on fire. And she had the biggest smile on her face. I said, I'm a little scared.
Yeah. So Dylan goes on a hunt for food, and Ben and Zandy are laying up top and talking, and Sunny finds them there. Of course, she gets jealous, and Barbie tells Zan that Sunny's getting a bad vibe from her. She needs to fix this. And Sandy reiterates she only thinks of Ben in a brother-sister way. And then Sunny goes to talk to Ben, and he explains it's not sexual at all. And Zan is just over this whole situation, and she doesn't want to change how she and Ben interact.
And at this point, a group has formed outside. I think they're off on the dock smoking.
Yeah.
But everyone is talking about Sunny.
Yeah.
And I'm not liking this at all.
Yeah. I don't know. I thought everyone was going to be getting along now that we kind of got rid of Jared and Kat with her kind of emotional problems. But yeah, this is not good. So that's where the episode ends. We do get a mid-season preview. There are 9 episodes left. It looks like more conflict between Barbie and Fraser. Zandy's going to reach a breaking point. We have Jill Zarin to look forward to. We have the new stew coming. We have a Kyle and Barbie makeout session. Sounds like another firing. I can't even imagine who that's going to be.
Yeah.
And they didn't even show Fraser's guest love interest that we know is coming. So, yeah.
I am so excited. I was wondering, I'm like, we haven't had a mid-season update.
I know.
And I'm super excited. So,
yeah.
I think my favorite part, though, of it was Ben saying, I've never been this stressed in a Speedo in my life. Same.
Yeah, that was a good quote.
It's now time for our segment, Fraser's Phrases. Which of these Fraser quotes was your favorite this week, Sarah?
Okay.
Number 1, I'm sweating like a bitch. Number 2, those are child's school playground scissors. Or number 3, oh, good grief.
I liked oh, good grief because that's when the one of the guests said that his wife had enough sausage this charter or whatever. And they just said, oh, good grief.
It's time for Hot Tub Convo, where we discuss what's happening with our favorite Below Deck cast members.
So Ben was on Watch What Happens Live last week with Jenny McCarthy. This is a very odd pairing, I thought. I did not know that she's married to Donnie Wahlberg.
Well, yeah.
How did I not know this?
I don't know, but I keep hoping for him to be on Masked Singer because of it.
Yes. Oh, I think maybe he was because she kind of made a reference to that she didn't even know it was him or something.
Oh,
So I don't know.
maybe.
We need to look into that. Ben looked adorable. He's wearing all black with these white sneakers. Andy asked Ben if he'd slept with a guest before, and he has, not on
Oh.
below deck, but
Oh,
in his regular yachting world. And he said he likes older women. He dated a chief stew who was 15 years older than him.
there's hope, Sarah.
There's hope for you, Kelly. Okay. I don't know. He's like a little kid to us.
I know. It's like a
So
little brother.
yeah, exactly. So they played this game where Ben had to watch these famous housewife scenes and describe them to Jenny, and then she had to guess which ones they were. And it was hilarious because Ben doesn't know who any of these people are. He doesn't understand the context. And so it was the scene where Kim Richards gives the bunny back to Lisa Rinna at the reunion.
Okay.
Shannon pushing the plate at the quiet woman, and then Sonia scattering the ashes of her poodle, and they like get blown around. It was quite funny.
Oh, well, I love that. And I like how he also had a comparison between Camille and Sunny.
Yes.
And that was really fun.
Yeah.
Speaking of which,
Mhm.
so we got into a little war with Camille Lamb last week, and I think this is probably going to be the last time we mention her name on our podcast. I'm
Yeah,
just going to
probably.
say that. So if you go to our Instagram, you can watch our reel about it. For those of you who don't have Instagram, here's a quick recap. She said we talk smack about her all the time. Also accused us of being from Indiana. There's nothing wrong with that. And apparently all we eat in the Midwest is corn. And that we just talk shit about her all the time. I will tell you right now, that is not true, except for this week. So, and even still, we didn't talk shit about you. Don't put yourself out there if you don't want us to talk about you. Sorry.
Yeah, she was not nice, and I think
No.
we retaliated in a pretty nice way. So
I thought so. I thought we went high.
yeah, she went low, we went high. I loved reading everybody's comments on the Instagram reel. Captain Jason,
We do have the
weighed
best
in,
fans.
Alex,
Yes.
Hobson,
Captain Jason. Did you say Captain Jason?
yes, Captain Jason.
Yeah.
Just thank you guys for all the support.
And all the other podcasts too who
Yes.
had our bets. Yeah.
Yes, Bravo While Black, just
Yes.
everybody.
I
Thank you
love
so
theirs.
much.
I
Yeah.
love this. So anyway, that is the last time her name will be spoken on this podcast. Good luck. We wish you the best. And scoot. Okay. Next.
Bye-bye.
Go ahead, Sarah. After you.
Okay, Kelly, did you see on Instagram that Harry has a new girlfriend? Maybe.
Yeah.
Possibly.
I think it's Zarina.
I kind of thought that, but I don't think so, because she has made another story about being alone in Cape Town, and she's been really sick, and she said she's kind of lonely. I don't know. I did see that they were together in Cape Town at some point, but Harry posted a photo of two shadows kissing with the caption like soft launch or something like that.
Yes. Cute. Very cute.
Maybe we'll have a hard launch here pretty soon. I don't know.
Well, I will say I'm very happy for Harry because he's adorably sweet, and that's all we want for him is someone awesome.
He is so sweet. Oh yeah, mention March Madness real quick.
So it's March Madness right now. You can go to 2 Judgy Girls on Instagram to vote in their Instagram stories. So as of today, Fraser, Colin, Luca, and I think Captain Lee are still in the running. Do you think they didn't let Captain Jason be a part of it because he won last year? Like
yeah, they must take him out so that because he would win like every year.
Absolutely. For many reasons.
Yes. So that's fun. I don't know. This will be a couple days down the road. There'll be more judging. So I don't know who's going to be left in there by the time you guys listen to this. So anyway, it's time for our segment, Join Me in the Wheelhouse, where we decide who needs to see Captain Carey for a stern talking to. Kelly, who do you choose this week?
Ben. Now, even though we are 100% Team Ben, you are not being a good boatman's partner to Sunny right now. Yeah. And so, Ben, you need to come up and we need to talk about this.
Okay, sounds good. All right, well, that's it for this week's episode of Above Deck. Thank you to our team at Hurrdat Media, especially our awesome producer, Grace. Please subscribe wherever you get your podcasts, and don't forget to tell a friend, and please rate and review us 5 stars only.
Follow us on Instagram at Above Deck Pod, and you can also email us at abovedeckpod@gmail.com. Don't forget, you can also watch us on the Hurrdat Media YouTube channel. Until next week, I'm Kelly Busby.
And I'm Sarah Goldman. We'll see you next week.
Are you wearing this?
Yeah, I am. Yay!
Twins. Yes.
Twins.